The gilded cage that confines you under the guise of possession is not merely a trope for high-stakes tension, but a profound crucible demanding you confront the parts of yourself that have been conditioned to equate safety with surrender and worth with ownership. And true agency requires not escaping captivity through physical flight alone, but integrating the weight of your own sovereignty until survival becomes an act of radical self-reclamation rather than performative submission. In Devil-Owned, A.V. Blackmoor transforms the dark captive romance trope into precise exploration of feminine resilience and embodied accountability, proving liberation isn't found in being released. It's forged in honoring the woman beneath the title when every power dynamic demands she remain either victim or vessel. From Velvet and Steel narration, listeners enter worlds where control is syntax, and presence is the only unbreakable vow, perfect for fans of emotionally intelligent dark romance where female complexity defies damsel or defiant binaries. When Alara Vance is taken by a powerful underworld figure, expecting erasure or exploitation, she discovers Julian Thorne's meticulous devotion mirrors the exact suppression he's endured beneath years of performative dominance, and his quiet refusal to enforce traditional ownership dynamics creates space for connection defying captor hierarchy. Navigating psychological negotiation and buried attractions, Alara realizes this confinement isn't about annihilation but recalibration, with Blackmoor avoiding reducing Alara to broken captive or Julian to irredeemable monster, instead crafting radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring boundaries even as danger blurs them. And audiobook narration amplifies this alchemy by capturing Alara's disciplined composure fracturing into clarity, and Julian's guarded intensity revealing warmth beneath vigilance, making listeners feel seismic shifts of souls learning some bonds can only be claimed when you stop letting power define their validity. What elevates this beyond typical dark romance fare is portraying captive intimacy as somatic practice rather than sensationalized transgression, with Alara confronting how underworld culture equated worth with utility, while Julian creates sanctuary where her contradictions exist without diminishment, their relationship evolving through shared silences during negotiated moments, bypassing performance, rhythms protecting both psychological safety and relational integrity, and mutual defense against rivals mistaking tenderness for weakness, supported by fellow survivors encoding suppressed trauma, elders carrying intergenerational weight, and the estate itself absorbing decades of unspoken bargains, reinforcing that in extraction-based systems, tenderness toward process is technique, and presence is sustainable resource, with safety protocols mirroring emotional attunement, and protection oaths becoming metaphors for earned trust. For audiobook listeners, this production is immersive descent into sacred reclamation, with narrators embodying Alara and Julian with remarkable distinction, sound design anchoring existential stakes through distant city hums, rain against reinforced glass, and hushed wrath syncing with moments of clarity, pacing mirroring revelatory cadence from deliberate reflection to surging awakenings, ultimately redefining dark captive romance by centering female epistemology within power frameworks, and affirming that sometimes the most powerful act is choosing to reclaim yourself on your own terms, honoring whole self even in landscapes shaped by